Imagine if you had my life, and every day when you woke up, it was like an Easter egg hunt. You know, instead of looking for little plastic or painted eggs, you look, and then all of a sudden you see it. You see that there's another comment growing on your comment tree. So let's get to it. So I made a video earlier today called How to Find a Better Girlfriend. And what's cool is I'm able to upload my videos sooner, more instantly now. And so I can literally make a video in the morning and then literally make a response to it later that day. And this is another case of that. So How to Find a Better Girlfriend was the video I made. And Dan Bobbs, who has been part of the Brotherhood for a while now, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're from like Northern England, I think. Here's what he says, quote, "I can only speak for myself, but balding knocks your confidence, and you're left feeling so crappy that you lack the confidence to go out and find a girl. That's why I'm pretty much a recluse now," end quote. So I do want to say this right off the top. Dan, I appreciate you. You are welcomed here. You are loved here. And we are the Brotherhood, and we do lift each other up. Okay? So thank you for your honesty, because that's what we're all about. I understand that in the real world that we can't have these conversations. We don't want people to have pity on us. We don't want people to, for better or worse, ultimately judge us. We don't want that. And so thank you for that, because here it's safe to talk about these things. So my instant response is this. I think the way to get to the root of this, as far as how we're going to overcome this together here, is we would want to ultimately ask this question. Okay, so what you're saying is that you're lacking the confidence to find a girl because of you losing your hair. That's the reason. You don't have confidence, you can't find a girl because you don't have the hair. So let's ask an interesting question. The interesting question we want to ask is, why are any bald men confident? Now, if you just take that and put it on Twitter, there's going to be a lot of angry people if you just said that. But I think it's important to ask that. Why are there any men that are confident and bald? And then that shows you, ultimately, ask this extra question then why are there men who are bald who have very pretty wives and girlfriends? And I think that answers the question, because they found those girls based on largely on their confidence that they had in themselves, yet that confidence was not based on how much hair they had. Because remember, to a females, all they see is confidence. They don't see what your confidence is based on. So it's actually not a good thing if our confidence is based on our hair, because as men, it's in our DNA code. There's a good chance we're going to lose that. So what a horrible thing to put our confidence in anyway, in our hair. And I think what I see here in Nashville, where there are many men who are bald and shave their head and have very pretty wives and girlfriends, I see it constantly over here. What we're seeing is they've learned to master the art of putting their confidence in other things and not putting any of their confidence in their hair. Yet I have to admit, we obviously know that there's definitely something that is attractive about a man shaving his head. A lot of females do find that attractive, and my wife is one of them, fortunately for me. But ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna hope that there are men who are bald and confident that will leave comments on here, because I don't want to be the only one responding here. I really hope that if I create the right title for this video, that enough men who are bald and confident will have their own input. I want that. I invite that. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make another video later tonight, and I'm going to base it on the top 10 masculine traits, something like that. Because what I think we need to look at, I think I need to have a video that I can keep referring to that says, okay, so if I'm telling you not to have confidence, to put your confidence in your hair, then what I've got to do is I've got to tell you what else to put that confidence in. Just like with me being a vegan. So I don't eat any animal products. I don't eat eggs, cheese, butter, meat, right? So does that mean I'm not getting protein? No, of course it doesn't mean that. I get plenty of protein. I've been a vegan for nearly 4 years, a vegetarian for 5.5. Of course I get protein. Look at me. I'm not wasting away, right? I get my protein from beans and grains and vegetables. So I know where I get it from. So here's my theory. My theory is bald men who are confident, instead of getting their, in the likeness of me, instead of getting their confidence from their hair, which they relied on, they just learned to get it from somewhere else. In the likeness of a male vegan. I mean, no one is arguing that I'm not a masculine guy, right? I'm still a masculine guy, yet I happen to be one who doesn't eat meat or any kind of animal products at all right? And it's been that way for years. And I'm fine, and I'm healthy, and doctors confirm this, and all my health problems went away. Everything's good. I really feel it's a perfect translation. I simply learned other ways to get my protein and still be healthy and actually be healthier than I was before. I think the same thing is true for men who are bald yet confident. They learn to put their confidence in something else other than their hair, and in the process realize, hey, you know what? I'm actually more confident now that I can embrace being bald, and then that in turn makes them more attractive to the female gender, to the female race, or whatever I'm supposed to say. I don't know. That to me is the perfect science of it. I feel that what I've just said is not really debatable. I mean, sure, I have to assume I'm wrong half the time, but I really feel that if we analyze what I've said in this video, there's a lot of truth in the theories I've presented. Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to make that video tonight. I'm going to talk about the 10 traits of a masculine guy. And then that way, for the future reference, we can look back and say, okay, here's some other things that we can focus on to find our confidence in that have nothing to do with hair. Because here's the thing about your hair is you don't really have control over it. It's pretty much in your genes. It's in your DNA. Sure, you can do things to stop or slow down hair loss or try to get a hair transplant if it's not too late. But ultimately, you really don't control that from within. You can do things to slow it down, but you can't truly control it like the 10 things that I'm going to talk about in that video, because these are going to be things you can control. You know, so much of what I talk about is focusing on what you can control, not on what you can't. Choosing to be victorious, not allowing yourself to become a victim. So these 10 traits I'm going to talk about are going to be things that you absolutely can control, and some of them are pretty easy, but those things are going to build confidence, and with that confidence, even without the hair, you'll have the confidence that is going to make you attractive with or without hair. So I look forward to making that video. But in the meantime, we've got our friend down here. He's our brother in the hair loss, and we're here to lift him up and support him. So if you can add anything to what I've said today, please do, especially if you are bald and are confident. Then you hold more weight on this issue than I do. You can tell him firsthand what it's like. I've got too much hair to be able to help as much as someone who doesn't have hair, and I know that. And so I'm not here to claim I have all the answers on that. I'm going to do what I can, but I am also hoping that some other brothers of the hair loss have some positive, encouraging help for Dan today. So this is kind of like Empire Strikes Back. In itself, it's great, but it's not the conclusion. It's not the trilogy, and that's why this is simply a launching pad for this next video I'm going to do about these 10 traits. And it's also a launching pad to invite people to comment and help out Dan today, because that's what we're all about, is helping each other out and lifting each other up and finding true help instead of just masking the problem. We're getting to the source. I'm Nick Shell, and I am glad that you are here.